What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Supernatural Season 9, Episode 16, Blade Runners. This week, Crowley is addicted to human blood. The Winchesters exercise Snooky. The last member of the Men in Letters ends up being a dick. And the boys have to locate the first blade in order to kill Abaddon back from Crowley has it. Yeah, stuff and things. So, I'm your host, Dom, and with me I have my two co-hosts, Sailor Moon.
It's Riku! God! Way to butcher my summary, Dom.
Sailor Moon.
Oh my god.
You nailed it. Good job.
High five.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mike.
And me.
How's it going?
Well.
Good.
You know, I haven't even played this yet.
What is that? I can't see it.
Final Fantasy X, 10-2,
HD.
Oh,
HD.
Asshole.
I've had this for like 2 days now. I haven't played it. It's not even opened.
God damn it. You make me want to go buy a PS3 right now just to get that because fuck 10-2, but 10 was my favorite Final Fantasy.
I just realized I always hold up weird shit before epies, and nobody ever hears my name in the beginning.
Or you make crazy, funny hand
I'm
gestures.
Clio.
Yeah, you have a point there. It's not until the end of the show
Here,
where we...
Yeah.
I'll hold up my own shit. We have Omi's owl drink to that glass, and
I'll drink to that.
my Baratheon glass.
Baratheon. Baratheon every time.
Yeah. You know what? Just before we get started, I have 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, to wash all of my Game of Thrones shirt, including the one I'm wearing right now. See, it's Jon Snow. I have less than 2 weeks to wash them all because it is my goal to wear a different Game of Thrones related shirt for every episode of that.
Ironically,
show.
winter has just ended, but winter is coming.
Are all of your Game of Thrones shirts constantly dirty?
Yes.
Half of them are probably. I don't know. I gotta go look. I think they're like I know.
So what did you guys think of this episode tonight?
It was hilarious. I liked it.
Men in Letters, there's so much potential for stuff for them to do, and I was just so upset with this episode.
Keep killing them.
It's
They just keep dying.
That guy was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he was also psycho.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I got a Doctor Strange feel off of him with that house. I don't know why.
Okay, yeah, with the house. I thought you meant with personality.
No, the personality, not at all. But the house gave me a real Doctor Strange vibe. And I was like, I wonder if that's what they were going for.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I didn't even think to write in the questions. What did this have to do with Blade Runner besides the fact that they were trying to get the first blade?
I was going to mention damn it, that was my intro. Mike, how did you like this episode? A solid lack of replicants.
Yeah.
Damn it.
There's not much reference besides the title to Blade Runner.
There is none. I didn't hear any at all.
None.
Because I would have been like...
I didn't notice any either, so...
Like if the last Man in Letters turned out to be Harrison Ford.
Oh, man.
That would have been pretty cool. But, yeah, so... What'd you guys think of the sequence with Crowley in the hotel room? The spy and the blood and all that.
It was awesome.
That was super perfect.
He's just like a junkie. I felt so bad, but at the same time, I was like, really, dude? Really? Shooting that up like it's heroin?
You know what the best part about that was? Dean called and on the cell phone said, not Moose.
That was great.
I just started cracking up because I was like...
Not Moose.
Yeah, I was like, what does he call Dean? I don't even know. Like...
Well, he calls him Squirrel. I think he has at one point.
Well, he did once. He called him Squirrel once.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really have...
It's always different.
Dean like he has for Sam.
Yeah, it's just always different. Sam is a moose. Like, he is. He is.
Oh, yeah, he's Moose.
So...
No getting around that.
I don't know. What are you gonna call him, Rocky? Then you're gonna remember that scene, Eye of the Tiger, where he's sitting there strumming on his leg.
Or Rocky Horror.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's the Eye of the Tiger.
No, let's not. Let's not. No.
Yeah.
I would love to see Sam called Bullwinkle.
That'd be cool. But I think that's copyright. I don't think they could do that.
Yeah.
But so do you guys think Abaddon knew about the first blade, or that the informant was a spy for Crowley?
I just realized.
Hmm.
She did know, because she did send people after it in the museum.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
What I got immediately.
At what point do you think she found out?
Huh?
At what point do you think she found out?
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Probably when that guy, what was her name, Lola?
Yeah.
Probably when that guy, other demon Lola snitched to, got back and told Abaddon.
No. But she didn't talk to Abaddon. She talked to some.
Yeah,
flunky.
some demon who took the information back to Abaddon and told her. It's like,
How did Crowley find out? I thought he was Crowley's spy and not Abaddon's. That's why.
Maybe he was Crowley. I don't know. Maybe Crowley's just good.
I think I just got very confused at that part. So
maybe they were. Maybe the spy was working both sides. We don't really know for sure. Like, why did Crowley kill her?
Well, because she betrayed him.
By talking to Abaddon. So maybe she had been doing this the whole time.
Maybe.
Huh. Perhaps.
And what triggered him to realize this? It was because she had a blood bag? Like, I was kind of confused at that part. She comes in with a blood bag and Crowley's just like, I'm on to you. I'm like, what?
I'm on to
I think
you.
a little birdie told him.
Yeah.
Yeah, little birdie told me that you are a naughty girl.
Yeah. So, was Snooki everything that you guys hoped and dreamed for?
Almost.
Almost, yeah. I think she was just... It didn't fit for me. It didn't seem like a good cameo. It was like she was just shoehorned in for like 2 minutes of filler content.
It was kind of short. That was my only gripe with it. But everything else, like, I'm not a Snooki fan at all. And I've never seen an episode of Jersey Shore or the JWoww thing or whatever the hell she's on. Never seen any of that. So I don't know her very well. But what we had guessed whether or not she was going to use her powers to gain attention in the media and why her show, that answered it. That she did. So I think they played that pretty well. I wish it was a little bit longer though. Like the other cameos we've had was Paris Hilton, and she was around for like an entire episode.
The thing about them making that longer is they would have had to write a part for her, and also she's not very good actress. So
they threw her into WrestleMania like 2 years ago.
Did they?
Yeah, she wrestled.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Her ass kicked?
Kind of, but I seem to remember her doing a little bit of ass kicking too, and I was like, I wonder how much time she spent practicing this, because it's, you think it's easy, but it's not. It's not at all. Like,
I don't think it's easy.
I did growing up. I was like, we used to do backyard wrestling, so I was like, yeah, this is easy. And then I went actually to a professional wrestling school for a little bit, and I was like, ow, this is ow. But yeah, so I don't know. Snooki, she seemed all right in the role. Like, I thought she acted pretty well. She wasn't the most incredible actress I've ever seen, but I think she played the part well enough.
Yeah. Then the exorcism.
Yeah.
Really, guys? An exorcism?
We had a deal.
That was funny. That was very funny.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like we're going to see any more of Snooki.
Nope.
Unfortunately.
Thank God.
What does this mean for Snooki out in the real world now? Is all her shows going to get canceled? And does she even have a show anymore?
That's a very good question. I don't know.
Don't know, nor do I care, to be perfectly honest.
They're like, can we call you Snooki? She's like, I'm Nicole something or other now.
It's like, now I go by Nicole now. Which is her actual name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But then, sobering up, what do you think Crowley's best course of action was?
Crowley's best course of action?
Yeah, like, do you agree that he called the Winchesters for help, or do you think he could have kicked this on his own?
Oh, he could not have kicked that on his own. Are you kidding?
No.
They had to chain him up.
I love that too. He's just really, Crowley, you're knocking over blood banks? Like,
yeah.
What is this, an intervention?
and do you think
it's rehab?
Do you think the Winchesters didn't have a choice but to chain him up in there, or do you think they could have gone about that differently?
To break him. Yeah.
Regardless, they had to chain him up because he would have just went and killed some more people for some blood. But
yeah.
I think what I was trying to get at with that question was, I don't think that sobering him up was the best idea, because I think they need to turn him human. I think that's the only way for Crowley to move forward.
But does he really want to be human?
No. But it doesn't matter what he wants.
That's what we want.
It's what Sam started.
Yeah.
Sam did it. It's all
and
Sam's
Sam's not
fault.
taking responsibility for it.
He called him out on it too.
He did.
Mm-hmm. And
it is all Sam's fault.
It is.
All your fault.
See, I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering wrong or forgetting something, but I thought the first action of the blood was when they gave him Kevin's blood and he injected that. Was there something before that? Am I missing something?
No, because
he agreed to help them and asked for Kevin's blood, right?
But no. Sam was giving that was part of the trial. Sam was giving him blood.
Oh, so last season? See, I forget that.
Yeah. But then
Sam was attempting to cure him, and apparently one of the ways to do that was
yeah. Okay.
He asked for Kevin's blood when they had him chained up in the Men of Letters.
Yeah, I remember that, and I was like, that got him addicted, but I was like, why did he want that in the first place? I couldn't remember now, and yeah, that makes sense. So that was something carried over from last season that they didn't explain very well. So during the hiatus, I forgot about it.
Yeah, that's why I think that's the best course of action for Crowley, is for him to turn human.
Yeah.
He's got his faculties back now as a demon, but I don't think he's ever going to be right.
The demon.
Yeah,
no, he's never going to be right. He's permanently screwed up from that, and he'll always be jonesing like Sam was for
demon blood.
He's so far left, everything else seems right.
I didn't even just tie that together right now until just now is when I tied that together.
Opposites.
It's opposite, yeah, because Sam was jonesing for demon blood for how many seasons, and now Crowley's jonesing for human blood.
Yeah.
That's funny how that works.
Yeah, do you think they're gonna play on that a little bit?
Maybe at some point.
I think that's why Sam and Crowley had those moments, like where Crowley's like, "Oh, you're warming up to me," and Sam probably is warming up to him because Sam understands. He's not gonna say it, of course, because it's Crowley. But
here's the funny thing: we have Sam and Crowley kind of switch parts on that, but Sam and Dean have also kind of switched parts, because if you remember at the beginning of the show, Sam was a little more the compassionate one. He wanted to keep the werewolf alive in season 2, and there's been other times where he's and then obviously when he was feeding blood, he was kind of keeping Ruby around it and stuff like that. But now it seems like Dean really wants to keep Crowley around, and Sam is like, no, kill him.
Yeah.
So they've kind of switched places as well. So it's crazy juxtaposition between everybody. It's just like, who's Castiel going to be now? Is Castiel going to switch places with Metatron? Like
that thing with Dean, that's been going on since what's his face that I hate, that vampire.
Oh, I know.
His name?
Benny.
Benny. It's been going on since Benny.
That was Bobby's friend?
What?
No, Benny was the vampire that saved Dean from purgatory.
Oh yeah, but what about the vampire? He was a hunter or something, and then he turned into a vampire.
Oh.
I think it started way back then.
Way back when. Oh, what was his name? I remember. No,
it was Bobby's friend.
Rufus?
No, it wasn't Rufus. Rufus was Bobby's friend.
Yes.
But this was a different black guy. It was he got it in his head that Sam was the Antichrist or something, and he was on a mission from God to kill him. I'm just trying to remember what his name was.
Yeah, but it seemed like that back then is when Dean started doing this, because he ended up keeping him alive at the end of the episode. I don't believe they killed him, or at least the first time. They may have killed him another time, but
completely unrelated stuff.
yeah. Well, it's
Sorry,
just, it's been kind of like the building up to it, the building up to how Dean's gotten to where he is now. Yeah. But yeah,
Gordon was his name.
Gordon. Yes. So I believe he's dead now, but
oh yeah, they kill. Gordon got turned into a vampire.
Yeah.
Silly
and
dog.
They cut his head off.
Supernatural. Everybody's dead now.
I have wings.
You do.
Aren't they pretty?
Beautiful.
They bring out my eyes.
No, they don't.
No?
No.
Yeah. So, finally, as I've been complaining about this whole season, I wanted men in letters.
Yeah, got one.
So we
Of
hear
letters.
Magnus of letters, whatever. They hear the name Magnus. Instantly, they remember that this is a name that the men of letters have gone by, and they decide to go into the last known whereabouts that Crowley had chased this guy to, and they find him.
Mm-hmm.
We already kind of went into what you guys thought about the place or whatever, but what did you think about the fact that he had like this zoo? He had like shapeshifters and vampires, and we can only assume some of the other creatures that he has locked away in there.
Well, any collector that's gone off the deep end is gonna start collecting living things.
Yep. Right off the deep end.
Yeah, and he wanted Dean to add to his collection.
Yeah, that was weird.
Was it?
It was kind of no. You know what?
It seemed like the next logical step for somebody who's already gone off the deep end. Like,
Yeah,
he's got a zoo filled with supernatural creatures. This is a human with the mark of Cain. That kind of makes Dean a supernatural entity here. Sort of.
Sort of.
It does.
He's got just a little bit. So in his mind, I got the knife. The knife won't work without the mark. Here's the mark. I'm going to keep this guy. I already got a zoo. Why not throw him in there?
It got very bad touch, stranger danger, though.
Oh, yeah.
You're so creepy. Stop.
It's like, did that sound? It's like, was there any way that would not sound creepy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was just creepy all around. I don't know. I love the whole scene. I love that he camouflaged the place. I love that he was kicked out of the Men in Letters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For being too eccentric.
Yeah, because he wanted to cloak the whole place. And, like, imagine if if the Men in Letters had gone through with all that. Like,
they might
Sam
still
and
be
Dean
alive.
never would have found the place. Yeah, they might still be alive. Sam and Dean probably wouldn't have found the place ever. Or who knows, maybe they would have been a Men of Letters. They would have grown up. Their grandfather, their father, them.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. But, yeah, and then Crowley ends up teaming up with Sam. Very unholy alliance there. And they dispatch Magnus really quickly.
Yeah.
I thought Magnus, they were going to keep him around for a few episodes and have this force to be reckoned with or something. And next thing I know, I'm like, just when things are getting good, his head falls off.
He's dead.
Yeah, and I didn't even notice that Dean was using the first blade to take his head off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of, the hell?
He was just standing there. He was loving the power. Like, he's sitting there holding it, and Sam's got to yell at him to let go. And
I don't think
he was times.
I don't think he was loving the power. I think it was like starting to.
Couldn't help it.
He couldn't help it. I think it was kind of just putting him into a murderous rampage.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like he would have gone into a murderous rampage had he not let it go.
I don't know. I think the blade wanted nothing more than for him to kill his brother.
To kill his little brother.
Yeah. That's what it felt like to me. That it was wanted him to do one specific thing. Not go on a murderous rampage, but to kill Sam. And I feel like it's the only place that this blade and the Mark of Cain can take Dean at this point.
So, we'll theorize. No, let's just do it now. If Sam's gotta, I mean, if Dean's gotta kill Sam, right?
Yeah.
The Winchesters bounce back from anything, so if he kills him, Sam's gotta come back at some point, right?
Yeah. Or, honestly, I thought about this, and I do think that the Mark of Cain in the first blade is going to compel Dean to kill Sam. Mm-hmm. And I think that he's going to give in and be willing to kill Sam, but somehow he won't, or somehow Sam gets saved, or something like that. But I think that in the end, Dean is going to have to be like, okay, I'll kill Sam. And, like, agree to it.
But if he doesn't kill Sam, we know that the mark can be passed on.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you think he's going to do with it? Do you think he's going to seek out Cain, give it back to him? I think that's a burden Cain doesn't want anymore.
That was a thing I was very confused about, because Cain gave Dean the mark, but then after he gave him the mark, you could still see on the actor's arm he had the mark. So I was like, did he pass it on, or was it just a copy? Either it was a mistake, or it doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know. Have you been watching Psych? Does Detective Lassiter have the mark of Cain on his arm?
Wow.
They actually burned it into the forearm of Timmy Oldenson.
Yeah.
It's not prosthetic.
Right on it.
It's the only way to do it. Yeah. I don't know. Like, do you think they're gonna pass it back on to him, or
I don't know. Maybe there's a way to get rid of the mark without passing it on.
And is the only reason that Abel, or Cain rather, is still alive is because he had the mark, or is he just some kind of crazy supernatural entity? Like, how's he alive this long?
No, because he killed Abel and then was recruited to hell by Lucifer.
Okay, so he's a demon?
To train the Knights of Hell. And that's why he's a demon, and that's why he's lived this whole time.
Okay, so he's a demon, basically.
Well, he's a Knight of Hell.
He's a Knight of Hell. He's the leader of the Knights of Hell.
Oh, I did not realize that. So
technically,
either that or he's the one who trained them, and he's some different beast.
So if he's a Knight of Hell himself, maybe we'll see him, because we know Psych is ending this season. This is the last season of Psych. Mm-hmm. So, with him having an open schedule, do you think possibly we could see him come in full-time for next season? Be the overarching villain? Can you imagine going up against Cain?
Well, it doesn't seem like Cain's gonna be a villain.
Mm-hmm. He seems like he's just like one of those outsider peoples.
Yeah. I don't think Cain would be a villain, but if Cain teamed up with the Winchesters to take down Metatron, I think that would be a lot more compelling.
Right.
Yeah, actually, I agree.
As Archon...
I'm not sure it'll happen, though. It doesn't sound very likely.
Archon D's mentioning in chat right now, he says Cain also asked to be killed after they were done with Abaddon.
Good point.
I forgot that.
Yeah, so what if something happens and they can't kill him, and then Cain goes on a rampage and tries to give them away, like, you're gonna find a way to kill me, make their life hell. I don't know. Because I would love to see, what's his last name? Timothy what?
Oldenson?
Oldenson.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see him on as a full-time cast member next season. I would love it. That would be that character. The way he played that was just so good.
Yeah, he did very well.
I need to see more of that character. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'd love to see it.
It's going to depend on what happens in the next 6 or 7 episodes. How many are left in this season?
Yes, I don't know.
It's 22 episodes, I believe, like every other season.
Yes. XSplit just crashed on me, so I don't know if it's gonna freeze the recording here on out. So let's wrap things up before I have to hit the close button. So do you think Sam's kind of warming up to Crowley a little bit, or
no?
No.
Initially, I thought maybe, because he was kind of like, stick close to me, do what I say, and shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Like, and Crowley even says, I'm growing on you already.
Yeah, Crowley says it.
that all dropped for me at the end when Sam was like, look, Crowley was only good for us to get the blade. We got the blade. Which also, Sam, you should have kept your fucking mouth shut because you just screwed both of you guys over.
I don't think that was the only thing that screwed them over, though.
No, but it was probably the last nail in the coffin for Crowley. Like, to, it was probably just the last little bit Crowley needed to be like, yeah, I'm taking this.
Yeah. So. Also, I mean, I think it is Sam on some level understands because he was a blood junkie in a different way.
Right.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So next episode, season 9, episode 17, is Mother's Little Helper. In it, Dean struggles with the after effects of the Mark of Cain. Sam hears about a case where straight-laced people are turning into violent murderers. Sam suspects possession and suggests Dean that they investigate, but Dean tells him to go without him. While interviewing the local townsfolk, Sam meets an elderly woman named Julia, who tells him the men of letters came to town in 1958. Julia tells Sam the story of a young man named Henry Winchester and his female companion, Josie Sands. Apparently your cat, Mike, is going to be in the next episode.
Maybe it's not Josie Sands.
That's her middle name.
Okay, fine. We'll go with that.
Josie Sands Corman.
Yeah,
so...
Stab you.
So, while Sam is away, Crowley tests Dean.
Huh.
So what is your cat doing in the next episode?
Obviously, she's telling a story about the men of letters from 19-something.
Was this like a part she's been working up to? Like, how long...
Honestly, I don't know. This is probably what she does while we're asleep, and she's up and awake and moving around.
So she wasn't...
She's telling stories about the men and letters.
Right.
Yeah.
So she
men
wasn't...
of letters. God damn it, Dom. Got me doing it now.
She wasn't gone very long for her audition, right?
No, she wasn't. She was gone and back really quick, so I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah. She didn't even tell you guys that she had a part, right?
No.
That's interesting. Chrissy's creeping over there. I don't know. What kind of struggles do you think Dean's gonna have with the blade?
I think it's gonna bring out, urges that he doesn't like. Urges to kill and other nasty things like that he probably doesn't want to have, but he'll be powerless to stop.
Ooh, Archon is calling out right now Josie Sands is Abaddon's meat suit. Interesting.
Maybe.
That's a good theory. I like it.
Perhaps indeed.
Indeed. So you guys got anything else for this week?
Negatory.
No, but this is the first episode in a very long time I didn't want to punch both of the Winchesters in the face.
Wow.
Because they shut the fuck up and they did what had to be done. There was no bitching or whining. It was, we're doing this. And that's that.
Yeah.
So, first episode in a very long time. I haven't been mad.
You haven't been mad?
No, I haven't.
That's awesome.
That's great.
I'm glad that you weren't mad.
But I am mad that, and Crowley does this to me every single time. He'll be like working with the Winchesters. Oh yeah, I'm on, sort of doing some good stuff. And then he'd be like, no, you know what? I'm gonna stab you in the back again. It's like, Crowley, I fell for it again. How do you keep doing it?
Crowley didn't stab them in the back.
Well, he's not.
He was gonna die right then if he didn't do something.
He pulled a fast one on them.
They pulled a fast one on him first.
Well, it obviously wasn't a fast one if Crowley saw right fucking through it, so.
Well, they discussed it beforehand. It's like, you said you were gonna kill him. Kill. You don't think Crowley heard that? He's a demon. He's got super hearing.
When did they discuss that? I thought they discussed
it. They discussed it right in front of him. They turned around to look at their car.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like in Psych when they turn around and discuss something. They're 5 feet away from the people and they're whispering and pretending like they can't hear.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, why are you doing this? He's a demon. He can hear you.
Yeah. So then all of a sudden, Crowley just like ripped the blade, poofed, whatever. I don't blame him one bit.
No, I don't blame him either. I'm just saying, Crowley, you can be a good guy, but you're just not. And I keep falling for it every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Chrissy, where can the people find you?
Y'all can find me on Clio Moto on Twitter and Instagram, Vine stuff. And you can find me on Twitch at the Clio Moto.
The Clio Moto. Mike, where can people find you?
Nope, not there.
I'm gonna pull a Chrissy. Y'all can find me, because that's how it started.
Shut up!
No!
So make fun of my southern accent.
Oh,
that
God.
I totally have.
Y'all can find me on Twitter at Thilladren, THILLADREN.
Very good, very good. You can find me at nope, that's not it.
That's not it.
Phenomenon.
Do.
PHENOMEDOM. What?
That's all.
You can find us all on tvcaptive.com, as well as ASOTV podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, G+, and right here on YouTube's. Till next week. See you guys later.